Oh, thank you.
Okay. It is 11:30. I call this city council workshop to order. And we'll stand and do the flag salute. Okay. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have joining us online. Okay. So it looks like everybody's present. Okay, we'll start with discussion on vegetation management.
Okay, so right in front of you, we have the chapter 8.06 vegetation management. What I'd like to do is just go straight through this and get your input. We'll go page by page. Is there anything that you noticed in the purpose or definitions section that needs to be addressed? Please notice that one thing that, like the very bottom of the definition, it defines summer season. So it is maintained annually, but they're saying there's going to be a certain separation during the summer season.
Okay.
Okay.
I think April 1st is a great beginning date on that, and October 31st.
Again, it's just an annual, overseeing it annually. There's just going to be.
So I recognize the puncture vine, blackberry bushes, all other vegetation. I think the largest one we have around here is the puncture vine issue.
Mm-hmm.
In this list up, besides just regular grass and things. There are also some thistly things. And I don't know, they're not star thistle, that's not thistle, I know. And then there's the purple one that grows like 6-8 feet tall. I don't think we have any of those really here, but we have a number of other kinds of thistles and that are very
correct. And if you'll see on 6, all other vegetation listed on the Morrow County weed list, we're not recreating anything. It is just what has already been labeled as noxious or invasive, whatever that is.
And the weed list would be available to them if they went to the Morrow County website.
Correct. Yep.
Or
yep.
Okay.
And I think you really search up the weed list on their website and it'll pop up.
All right.
All right. 8.06030 weeds and noxious vegetation declared nuisance. Was there anything in there that A and B stood out? And defines during the summer season.
So some of the empty lots, like on Kincaid, for example, that we saw, like there's a Kincaid and is that Baylor? Blaylock, thank you. There's an empty lot there. Yep. There's the place where the house burnt that sits on between a couple of homes there. Yep. On Kincaid too, just by the Tienda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so like a house and a half away. And then right there at Olive Court, maybe, or there's a couple of them, empty lots.
Yep, and it says developed
under an acre
or vacant lot. Under an acre, the paragraph under that is over an acre. So again, that's.
But all those lots are at an acre, I think. But I don't know for sure. I don't know what an acre actually looks like on a flat piece of land.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they're over.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's good. I don't really know what an acre looks
Chief, you can change that.
like. Even turn the air conditioning off. Oh, I saw that spark.
So summer season, we're saying it's 6 inches. For non-summer season, we're saying that it's 10 inches. Okay. Again, this is year round.
I think part of this here is that if we mow it, you're almost gonna have to mow it 2 or 3 times in a summer.
Yes,
At least.
absolutely.
Okay, so we understand that we're asking people.
Correct. Oh,
To-
sorry.
Well, and that we have somebody that is able to mow that often in our communities. We send out that sheet of people that have willing to mow.
Yeah, and I
So
think,
it's gonna end up to be a full-time job for some kind of a,
Contractor who wants to mow lawn, who wants to mow field. Creating jobs. And it's gonna take some specialized equipment. I think Smoky Joe probably has it, but not everybody maybe has it.
yeah, but I wouldn't take my equipment over there where that fire was last year on
Right.
that bumpy ground.
Mhm.
You aren't gonna pay me enough.
It's to,
Yeah,
Right, but there's some tractor equipment for mowing that. I've seen.
you have to have one of those pull ones,
Mhm.
does a little bit more.
Mhm.
right. Okay,
Mhm. Yep, absolutely.
I don't know why I care.
okay,
Because you don't want to have people come to you and say, I can't do it, I don't have the right equipment.
okay, nothing in 030, anything in 040. These are the exemptions.
So this doesn't say anything about them not mowing down native. It just says doesn't prohibit you from mowing down native. Nothing here prohibits a property owner from preserving native vegetation, but doesn't say they have to preserve it.
Oh, correct.
Okay,
And I don't know, Junior, do you know that? Like, do they have to keep it?
No, no,
Okay.
that's the shrub step stuff is.
It's a property.
and we have the manpower to be the model for this, correct?
We do. We are gonna have, hopefully we'll get a new brush hog.
Brush hog. I like
We're
the
getting a
name.
new tractor already, but hopefully we'll get a new brush hog. But that'll be in next year's budget and a new mower.
So we don't
next
have
year's
any
budget.
land that's out of compliance currently.
Well, I mean, based on this one, yeah, we would.
Yeah,
be,
we do.
For sure.
So
I
a
mean,
brush hog in
EPA
July.
is-
Mess that we came by this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
So we would have to do something.
no, they would have to, the property. owner.
The property back here.
That mess down there.
Oh, yes,
Oh, you're
yes,
talking
we would
about
be under
yes,
the,
yes,
yep, we would be under
yes.
the same risk guidelines.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how about utilities? So like for me, the railroad along that fence line that they're supposed to maintain or
Yep.
whatever.
And we,
Yep.
and we
Like
would
they
do
only do it once a year, I think, is when they do it.
we'll follow the same procedure that we have. And again, we're creating one, but yes, we will follow, everyone gets the same procedure.
Yeah, the same situation with ODOT. if you live.
Uh-huh. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And Paul has his hand up. Paul, go ahead.
Hey, I guess we're at the crossroads where we have to, our people who own the lots have to either pay to upkeep their lots every year, or they need to develop them, or they need to sell them. I think that's where the crossroads we are at, and we as a council are trying to, are going to set a policy that now the homeowners, or not the homeowners, but the landowners have to decide what they want to do with their lot. just sitting there and doing nothing with it is not going to happen anymore. I think that's what we got to decide.
Okay, exactly. No, good point.
Well, my thought is, like what he's saying is, if you have the means to buy the property, you should have the means to maintain the property, especially if you're not gonna develop it.
Correct.
I mean, that's
Yep.
just being a responsible landowner.
What
I
about
guess.
land that's inside this, that's an island inside the city limits, belongs to the county, but it's an island inside the city?
If it's not inside the city limits, then there's no jurisdiction.
Okay.
On 050, that is just, again, clarifying the responsibility, it goes and turns back to the expectation of 030.
Mr. City Manager? Sorry.
It's Christina.
Since this is a work session, can I interject something?
I think that there's a, because I don't have any of the other things, but I think that, one, I can allow it when there's a public comment. Do we have public comment?
There's not public comment.
It's a workshop, so it's a little bit
Just a
different.
workshop.
And it's not a hearing.
Not to mention he's part of the committee.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
I,
what I was just gonna
can
mention
hear from
is,
the
if
committee member,
you'd
yeah.
like, we could set a resolution at the fire district that follows this exact policy that will allow us to have the county maintain. So there's another avenue for us to go after for those little islands and things like.
Cause they reside in the fire
Within
district,
the-
is
yes,
encompasses more.
thank you,
Yeah.
because we have some very large parcels that are sandwiched
Correct.
inside the city.
And again, as a partnership with the city, then I'll just bring a resolution to my board, ask them to pass that in conjunction with this, so that we're saying exactly the same thing.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. All right.
So on 060, the notice of violation, that is the only thing that may be adjusted. We just need to make sure that 060 conforms with our updated 116 or 120, wherever it falls. So our attorney will help guide that. Again, this is not like, hey, we're passing this today. But our attorney definitely will have to look at 060 to make sure we're just following the same pattern, if that makes sense.
For the landowners, that potentially don't live here. Do they get a utility bill?
Not unless, and if it's vacant.
It only
they-
has a meter.
Only if it has a meter.
Yeah.
So if they don't live here and they're not necessarily gonna see the newspaper or that, we are sending them a letter,
Yes,
right?
sir.
That's what I remember. It's not, I don't think it's in here, but
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned it in the
Does it
previous
say
meeting.
certified mail
Yeah,
or something?
certified mail to property owners on vacant, or vacant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And our notice that we're
Well, that wouldn't
having,
be the violation, right? But we were
That's
talking
only when
about,
it's out of compliance.
we were talking in the last meeting when
About
Smokey
sending
Joe
out.
was making the comment that we would give notice prior.
and here, and the notice, and again, if however you want to change it, but prior to the start of the summer, the city shall cause to be published in a newspaper, on the bill, blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna.
Could
put
it
in
also be on
newspaper
the
and bill.
website?
We can put it on the website.
Let's add the website, but I think that much like any other law that the police have, it's not the police's role to make sure the citizens know what the rules are. It's the citizens' accountability to obey all laws,
But
whether they're aware or not.
I feel like though, if you rewatch the last meeting that we had, you, city manager, I feel like said, I will send out notice, like we would send out notices
We did.
because it's something new that we are.
correct, and that would fall under something different than this.
Right.
But absolutely, and my thought would be, this would go in a mailer to every single address that we have. That's what it would be. Hey, just so you're aware of it, just update, it'd be a little intro, here's the information. And then if they are not in the area, you've been notified, and we will follow the same adherence. If you are out of compliance, we're gonna send you a certified letter. Okay? So the 060, unless there's something
So are you
blaring,
gonna send it to every property owner,
it would.
every landowner?
At one, and this, and that, again, we would take. If this were to pass in on April 7th, does 30 days give us enough time? Cause we can say it, cause a general thing, unless it is an emergency, it would take 30 days. And this would,
Yeah.
that 30 days would give us time to go and inform everyone. That's what we do. So if this were to pass April 7th, we'd have 30 days for it to go into effect. During that 30 days, we are sending out notifications, mailers, hey, this is the new thing, contact the city if you have any questions, blah, blah,
And that gives you time to get your resolution to your board and.
blah. Again, same thing with abatement on 070. We just need to make sure that that is compliant with our the concept of what we're doing. It might even be as simple as redirects people to 120. Says, oh, the abatement is described in, what does it say, BMC 1.20, whatever. So that will be. And then the 080, 90, well, 90, okay, perfect. I think 90 is gonna be fine, because that will, again, be based on, that's gonna connect with our general violation, general penalty. So, and again, 100 is gonna have to be connected to the one.
Do we have a general penalty ordinance?
We do, but again, that's the one we're working on
Okay,
and fixing, and the hope would be by May. What's our council in May? May. April 7th, May 2nd? All right, I
May
just threw
5th.
that number out. May 5th, by May 5th, we are going to have in place the 116 and the 120. Okay,
okay.
so,
So if we have someone who just doesn't do it.
Yep.
And we send them all the violations and they get all of the fines and everything and they still don't pay anything, then. Would we be within our rights, is it in the 120 or the 116 or on here, cause I didn't see it on here. That we would go in, we would correct it and it would become something that goes against the title of the property for future payment.
that would have to be a directive from the hearings officer from what are, and again, it goes based on the policy. There's a due process, so that has to take time, but the hearing officer would be the one, or the judge would be the one that assigns the abatement. That's what I understand. Again, that's from Jody, the attorney.
Cause that wouldn't be an abatement though, that would be a. What do they call that? when
No,
you
it's
go in
still
and
an-
clean up the property and,
It's still an abatement, but it's just.
It
under
goes against
order
the
of
title.
judge.
no, it's a lien.
A lien.
It's a lien on the property.
Yeah, and that would all be through a judge.
Okay,
And again, they can fight that. If they don't agree with the hearing officer, I think it would have to go to justice court eventually. But again, that will all be prescribed very clearly in either the 116 or the 120. I can't remember the numbers. Okay. So nothing blaring. That sounds good. 6 inches, 10 inches. I know there was a little kickback. We're saying 6 inches in the summer, 10 in the winter, non-summer season.
And we added multiple things for that 20-foot fire break
Yep. Yes, yep, that was another thing that was brought
Still
up. Yep,
within the guidelines of preventing fire.
correct. 100 foot is only for an acre or more, 20 foot is just for under an acre. And then this goes along with whether it's vacant or,
occupied,
thank you, is that what it says, occupied?
I believe so. Occupied properties, vacant properties.
Perfect.
on Main
Okay.
Street.
Cool. So I will have the attorney review this. just to get that out and then I'll present it to the council in April. Cool,
I do have this question.
yes.
Occupied properties have to fix it in 48 hours. Wondering if we could extend that to 96 or
Where
at
you at?
least on page 3, number
Oh.
1, occupied properties. Because I feel like that if I'm a full-time 12-hour-a-day employee somewhere, my capacity to fix a problem in 2 days' time might be stretched a little thin.
Especially if you're hiring somebody and they can't. come
Correct.
right away.
So
So I think I need a weekend or
I,
my weekend, whatever that is.
yep, I believe the thought process, again, it's gonna go to 1/16/20. The thought process would be, there would be language in there that says make reasonable progress. So like start within 48 hours or have a reasonable progress. We have flexibility to say, hey, we're gonna give you some time. Here are the expectations but it's agreed upon by us. Like we set the standard and that will be written, spelled out in the 116 or 120.
And I think, Miranda, if you go back to the fact that you should be getting that notice, right, April.
Right.
Then you would be on it, right? Like you would have your weekends. When you get the notification, it's because you sat there and have done nothing,
And
right?
No, I totally get that.
Yes.
I totally get that. I just also know that sometimes I treat my water bill like spam. And I don't even look at it. I just throw it in the trash and I just pay my regular monthly payment. So I don't want to be.
Right.
I want to have time to fix it.
And
If it's
again,
me.
we'll
It'll be
see
me.
the 116, we'll see the language, and hopefully that, again, will be ready for you guys by April, just to peruse it, to see the thoughts, have a brief discussion. But when we talk about like enforcing code, those are uncomfortable conversations, and Christina, you bring up a good point. They will have known, and people know years and years, they know every year they get a letter. We're just saying, hey,
We're gonna add some teeth now.
Yeah.
Okay, so may I ask, this is not in here, but I do remember, gosh, it's gonna take us back, maybe Rick will remember this, but there was maybe a meth house out at the West Glen area that caught on fire and they had surrounded by tires that became a air hazard, DEQ kind of hazard, because of course the whole thing caught on fire and blah, blah, blah. And some of the vacant land has items on it that are like that, perhaps with old tires and things, that are also part of the fire hazard, you know?
Yeah, and the vacant lot really is, it is a different,
It is a different one. Okay,
is.
thank you. I wanted to make sure that that's,
and again, there's.
I don't know every ordinance we have.
Yep, there's lots of stuff that will come. I mean, it was Smokey Joe brought this up, the rubbish dumping in people, it's there. Like we have a rubbish order that does not allow it. It's just us going and enforcing it. It really is.
And then it's the landowner recognizing that they have to be vigilant about their land.
Yep.
Okay,
Cool. That's it.
all right.
Okay, so no more questions on the vegetation. So moving on to water rate discussion.
Hey.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Hey.
Yep,
Thank
thanks
Thank
for
you
coming.
for coming.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just, and again, just go right in order. So we have the resolution, so that's just for your record. This is what we currently have right now. You have a resident in city, out city. You have a commercial, you have a school, okay? That was passed in 2019. This concept has been going on for a long time, right? If you look at the document provided by Marta, that is this one. So there's the fund. She went back from 2021 to 26. We have how much money we bring in, that's our revenue. how much money going out, that's underneath, and then she broke it down. Okay, so just kind of review that. Again, I didn't send that to you sooner. But as you're reviewing it, I just wanted to share, you said. So if we keep doing what we're doing and do not change personnel, and if we have a 3% COLA increase, plus, payroll costs, and we have a health insurance premium increasing 12.3%. The personnel services, just by that alone, are gonna go up 29,200, okay?
Are you reading that somewhere on this list?
No, just this is her notes. I'll give it, let me see it. Those are just her notes. Okay,
So you said 29,000?
29,200, and that's with like COLA increases, health insurance. Okay,
So do you have any kind of an explanation of what happened in 23?
for,
Between 22 and 23 to the cash carryover.
Well, yeah, the cash carryover and, the fees stayed the same, pretty much. They were increasing along. The salaries stayed about the same.
so when did we,
Drop 75,000.
so when did we hire 2 new people, Louise?
By 24, October 19th, we got one.
Okay, so that's the expenditure side.
Got one. Third. Months later.
No.
What year did you start?
23,
Okay, that year we hired one public works employee.
and then the next year we hired,
2 more.
You came to town.
The EPA.
EPA, we had to
came
hire
and did
more
an
people.
inspection, yeah, on April 14th.
Marta told me what happened between 22 and 23, and if I didn't have a sieve for a brain, I could retell you what she's told me. But I can't remember. She said there was a $300,000 setback that we were able to recruit the following year, but something happened. They had to pay for something. It might have been around E EPA.
Yeah, but it should be on here. It should be on here either under personnel services or material and services the next year but if you look at the material and services, those figures are all pretty consistent. All of the payroll is pretty consistent. Only the beginning cash is the only one that is totally out of whack.
It had to do, maybe it's up here in fees and
Whatever.
services, because there's
Yeah,
a
whether-
$300,000 difference in fees and services from 2022 to 2023.
oh, capital purchases? Nope.
No, it's in fees and services. Yeah, see, it's in revenues, under operating revenues, fees and services. We dropped a $300,000. Something happened.
The other thing, and keep perusing, the other thing that I have in there, now it's not a 5-year, but this is UEC bill that went up in 2023. That's that one. Front and back. That was, in 2023, they did a 2% increase. Oh, wait, in 2020, they did a 2% increase. And then in 23, they made a basic service rate adjustment from $35 to $45. And then it went up to $49.50 in 2025. That's what this shares, is that increase. Again, this is what, it must have been this directly from UEC. You can see an old rate. This was sent out in September, and then they went a new rate. Okay. And again, this is just emphasizing that people adjust their rates, and that affects us as well. So it's.
Oh, because of all the electricity we have for the pump stations.
Correct. Yes, it
Okay,
takes power to run our stuff.
because what's our electric bill month?
I would have. Utilities, it's right there. 160, so it went from So it's 174 in 2025 as of 3/31. So this month, we're at 124,000 for utilities. And we still have,
3 months to go.
yep, 3 months to go.
Gonna
May,
be,
June.
maybe it's gonna probably be
It's
about
gonna be over
200,000.
75.
And I mean, and those are interesting numbers, 120, 135, 160, 172, 174, and then. we don't
Whatever
know
the
for
new one's gonna be
26.
is gonna be over 175.
So the other thing
So
that
50.
we've increased is training. Like we are trying to not be,
Is that under professional fees?
Is that one?
no, oh, yeah.
Or is it seminars and training?
It'd be it'd be seminars and training.
Yeah.
So it's not, and they're all kind of,
So
I wonder what professional fees wouldn't be training, maybe.
Professional fees would probably be your Mike Lees and
Yeah,
people coming in and designing the infrastructure.
correct.
So the, so the things that I do see kind of as a big jump is the salaries for public works. Since 2021, they have doubled. And like you said, there was an increase in the number of
Staff.
employees that were needed.
Plus their pay
The-
raises, plus PERS.
The overtime
Yes.
has doubled as well, and I'm assuming that overtime has to do with the emergencies, maybe responding to
Well, one of them was
water.
Columbia.
Yes, that one was a
Yeah,
lot.
and then there was
Right.
something over here at River Ridge.
I mean,
It was an
Columbia was
overnight
huge.
event.
That year was,
That was like 3-4 weeks long for
Yeah.
that one.
It's a big deal.
there was a ton.
That's not an outage. That was a.
Oh, that was all sorts of stuff.
So from 2021 to now, which is roughly 5 years, you also went up in around 17,000 in insurance costs.
Mhm.
And then, like you said, the training from 1,000 to 12,000. So that was also quite a big
And-
jump.
And the cool thing, okay, so what has changed with trainings is we are almost, like if Luis were gone, he holds every single one of our certifications. That's a huge,
That
it's
is.
not, I mean, that's good for him.
It's also like.
It's not necessarily good for the city because Junior does not have a background. So what we are doing right now is Juan Cambero is getting training. Bert is getting training. So,
Training.
yep. So we are having a layer of, he will
A
not,
web of cross training.
correct. And more certs, because it is all about the certifications. And like how valuable Luis is he's able to go and help other agencies because they don't have it either. And they're able to use his licensing. So that does cost more money. I mean, everyone now is CDL
Yes.
certified and
Yeah, and that's in today's world. CDL is not just going to DMV and driving a truck. You have to go to a 2-week class. And most of them aren't here, so we're paying somebody to go travel, stay in a motel, and do the class to get that.
To get that training.
CDL.
Yeah, the class alone is like $6,000 for one person.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
And that's where you see that really big jump in seminars of training for that particular year. Was everybody went and got CDL training.
and some of some of that also is probably in other, because it really was expensive. That was expensive to do all those trainings. Hey,
They're gonna split that amongst water and sewer and stuff.
Correct,
This isn't
correct.
just gonna come
yeah,
out of
yeah.
That's why it's not as
No.
big on here.
Yeah.
All right.
This is all contributing to the rise in the cost to
Correct.
provide water to every single person's home.
Yes.
It doesn't have to do with just one entity coming into town.
It's everyone.
No.
Well, it's everybody in all the new homes, like we
Right.
just saw. However many homes, like.
Yeah. So, and again, we've talked a lot about this and we've seen the graphs. So that's the background in saying, okay, rates are going up. They have been going up for a while and we've stayed stagnant. So if you'll go to this document, here is the proposal. First of all, we're going to talk about two concepts. The first is fixed rate, and that is what we consider the base rate. And if you look under, So what happens, hey, can you read that for me?
Cause you think she's
I
Marta?
have almost said that. No, I almost asked you guys, like, we're all students.
Oh.
Okay, fixed rates. If you'll see that, that is what we pay for. So right now, it's the base rate is 1733 or the fixed rate is 1733. It pays for those bullets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in yellow, it says, in short, the fixed rate charge pays for access and infrastructure readiness. That is the point.
It doesn't pay for the water volume.
That does not pay for water volume and it does not pay for future projects. It is for access and infrastructure readiness, okay?
Yeah, that Donna Anderson on Facebook doesn't have it accurate, I don't think. Cause she's saying something totally different.
Well, and again, we're just trying to
I
clarify.
understand.
Yeah,
But
help.
I wanna make sure
Yeah.
that we're very clear. We're not talking about how much water you use.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is to like readiness to serve. This is doing the water meter installation. This is maintenance and reading and replacement. And this is billing and customer service. That is that fixed rate. Okay. So we will not say base rate anymore. We will say
Fixed rate.
Fixed rate. Okay.
That's just to pay for the service being available to you.
Pipes, pumps, treatments, yep, fixed costs. Okay. And what we did, again, Andy helped with this, but we will have a 5-year proposal. This 5-year proposal, we won't touch or change. That's just what it's gonna be. And then at the end of 5 years, let's see how it went. Okay? And then we can make adjustments after that. Again, his initial thing was it was gonna take 20 years, and it still will. I mean, we're still going long term, but let's do it in sections, in pieces, okay?
Is there, I'm sorry, is there a reason we would do it for 5 years and not touch it? Like, why wouldn't we be evaluating on a yearly basis? Not that we have to make a change. I'm just saying, why wouldn't we be looking? at-
Because to really see the fruit of it, according to Andy, from my understanding, is it just takes a little bit time to see how much, like, what is the impact, and it will just not happen overnight. So the 5-year can really let you see the impact.
And it doesn't give you that sticker shock to do it.
Correct. And entities like the port, they need to know that, like, so they can plan and those businesses can plan and we're like, hey, this is what we're doing for 5 years. And obviously our conversation will start before the 5th year. We'll probably go like on year 4, start having that. Okay. The next portion this is like the key indicators. So just kind of look through that, see if you have any questions.
Up to 74.
I know, it's just chill. Maybe
know, it just
turn it
got
off
all
of
of
air
that.
conditioning and just, or just turn it off. The room is comfortable without the air. Please.
Yeah, it was fine. And then all of a sudden it kicked on. I was like, oh.
I know, right? It's not mental.
So on this five-year water rate schedule, you're saying we have 2 options for change, correct? Is that what we were talking about, or just this is what we're,
This
is our proposal?
Yep, and this is a phase.
This is gonna be the best.
Yep.
So, and then just so that we're clear, this pays for current infrastructure, future infrastructure,
Yes.
maintenance, incidentals.
Yep.
Covers all of that.
Yep. And again,
Wait a minute, infrastructure?
it
Well,
will.
like future infrastructure, like if we gotta do pipes somewhere or
Yes, yep,
whatever.
yep. The goal.
So that we don't
that's
have
what
to
I
do a
mean by-
geo bond?
Correct.
That's
But I prefer geo bonds over. I mean, I do. They've been really good to Boardman.
I think for a major infrastructure, yes. I think the infrastructure we're talking about is like when we do Kincaid. We want to have
I was
money
thinking more.
budgeted, so when we
Probably
change
should've
the
worded that
AC pipe out, we have the money in the budget. We don't
Correct.
have to go for a loan to change. That's
Thank
correct.
you.
That's
Okay.
not new infrastructure so much as maintenance.
Maintaining,
infrastructure
Maintenance
maintaining
infrastructure or whatever.
current
Yeah,
infrastructure.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, because,
Or updating.
thank you.
So this should alleviate us from having to make a loan from the building fund.
Correct.
that we would intend to have enough money in our own. You know, it seems funny to me, though. Never mind. It seems funny. And I guess the only thing I would like to bring up about this is I've been here long enough when the senior citizens were really a worry about that. And I understand that probably the dynamics of some of our community has changed. But, you know, we could give, you're gonna get a water bill every month now. And none of us are gonna use 7,000 in the winter, but if I'm living on a really fixed income, my winter bill is going to be whatever we want to say, like
The fixed rate is correct.
whatever the fixed rate is, plus even if okay, I use 2,000 gallons, it says. Holy cow.
Yeah, where's my bill?
My renter used 1,006. No wonder I sent that guy over to check that. But anyway, so 2,000 times,
Point, and we can do the figures are on the back, but I was gonna wait till we got to
oh,
that.
you're gonna, okay, I'm jumping the gun?
Just, yeah.
Okay. I'll wait.
My only point was to just make sure that we're clear on what this is for, why it's needed. If we continue to operate the way we are now, we're gonna run out of money. And if there is something that needs to give it, we're not gonna have the money to do it
Correct. I mean, or you just,
long term.
yeah, you just get a loan and it,
Yep. And that's gonna cost us more money.
Yep.
And
And to get a geo bond pass.
that's not
It's not a
guaranteed.
guarantee, it's
Yeah,
not-
that's what I'm saying. That's not a guarantee.
But we're not gonna be able to do that kind of infrastructure without doing something more drastic than this.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
And
So whether
again-
it's a geo bond or a USDA loan or something,
Right.
and
That's
that'll be a
probably
different
a-
council that
probably a-
does it. Yeah,
20 to 30
a different council. I'll be dead by then, so will you.
And if
So-
you'll, okay, and then if you'll flip it over, this really is a gradual thing. So on the consumption rate, again, we're talking fixed rate. Okay, that fixed rate is going to be the 1650. If you look at the meter size, again, it's all based on what you use. Like, if you have a big pipe, you're gonna pay the money for a big pipe. If you don't have a big pipe, you don't have to pay that money for a big pipe.
So
Okay.
most residential have 3/4 inch.
Correct.
And only 1,000.
There are a few that have larger properties that ask for a 1 inch.
And again, it's all about the potential.
But they will pay for that.
Correct.
Ask for it,
I,
because they
when
have
I turn my
potential.
faucet on, I want my water to be ready. Okay, that's what the fixed rate is for. You're paying for that service, whether you're using it or not, the potential is there. Okay? So if you
But that's
go,
only for the people who have a water meter.
correct.
So the vacant land doesn't.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so if we say we're gonna do this, then it would start right there. So 1650 is for most residents. Okay, and everyone has a bill.
I gotta find the right paper.
And then the residential rate is gonna be 0.50. So you go your water usage, times it by the 0.50 plus 1650. Okay, right now it is 1733. Gonna say in July 1, it's gonna be 1650. Okay. Also notice, and I know you guys are all looking at your bills, schools and churches, we would gradual increase them as you see. I checked around, Irrigan pays the full rate, Hepner pays the full rate, Umatilla pays the full rate. Hermiston, no one gives their schools or churches a break. We can do whatever, I'm just saying. That's
I'm
what-
just saying, I don't care what other towns do. I live in Boardman, Oregon. And the reason I live in Boardman, Oregon is because I like it here. And I don't think just because other towns do it, makes us have to do it.
So everyone else is paying, and all it is just a subsidy. We're, and
No,
I'm just saying that.
but walk down the street here and I'll bet you everybody you know gets some kind of a subsidy. I get social security,
That's
I
not
get
a subsidy, you earned that.
you know, I mean.
But
you
that's all
can
I'm saying
decide
is,
if where you're.
Yep.
Our job is to decide how kind of a town we want, not what the town next door to us has.
correct.
And so,
And to fiscally be responsible for that.
yes, but you can be,
We can also be good neighbors to our schools and our churches and.
yeah,
So, yep, I mean, and again, I'm just saying that here is a proposal for that. Cause at the end of the day, if you look at 2030, that's the end of the day. Everyone is paying the same rate. The only difference is your pipe size.
I
The
think
water's the water.
just, and not to be argumentative, but those places also, I do love to argue, but I don't want to be, I don't want to argue with you.
This is the current rate.
I do feel like that
Right.
churches already get a tax break. And I also understand that they have a certain amount of wealth that it shouldn't preclude them from being able to pay a water bill. And I also know that school districts get our tax dollars, they get our GO bond dollars, they get all of our other, things, and they get CRES dollars for the educational foundation. They have resources to budget for the correct cost for water.
Correct.
So I do think that if I have to figure out how to pay my water bill at an increased rate, so does a board of directors or a church council.
And another proposal connected to this is there's no more free water. Like the city, we would go and pay for all the water that is used at the parks. Again, it's just moving money around, but it goes into the water fund because that's what it's supposed to be dealt for. And if you look, I really don't want to talk percentage. I want to look at this. So residential in July, it's going to be 50 cents. It goes up 5 cents in 27. Then it goes up 6 cents in 28. And then it goes up another 6 cents in 29, and then another 6 cents in 30. Okay.
And then in 31, it'll go up 7 cents.
Or whatever.
Well, it's the thirds, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have a fixed rate now, correct?
We do 1733.
Okay.
So the fixed rate will go down, but
no, well, we do.
Yes.
but it comes with 7,000 gallons of water to
Correct.
use at the fixed
Because
rate.
our fixed rate is what, 40 some cents or something.
48 cents.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, you get the 7,000 for the
For the
first
48
amount.
cents. So how much do we anticipate the average person, what would be the increase?
And you can look on your bill.
Look on your bill. So
I did the math on
I
mine.
did the math on mine.
Would-
I haven't done
what
the
would
math on
be,
mine.
You think?
So in August, it would raise my bill as of July 1st, it would raise my bill by $3.15. And then in March, because I only used 4,000, it would raise my bill by $1.17. That's it.
So talk numbers. That's what
So
it's at.
I used 1,000 gallons in January and February, and that would raise my bill 50
So-
cents. Is that right?
So 1,000 times 0.50, yep.
50 cents. And I used 37,000 in June last year.
But it's 50 cents plus 16.50, so your bill's 17. What is it now?
It was 1733.
Mhm.
So it would be less in January.
There you go.
And in June, I used 37,000. So that's $18.50.
Because I think what it boils down to is like, if we can figure out, this is probably
So it
how
would
much
be
your bill would go
$44 in
up.
the summer.
That's really what I think people are gonna look at
I
is
think the
how much
biggest,
is it gonna cost us?
Yep,
Yeah.
and there you go. It's
so for me, I
the
think
numbers.
one of the issues would be as much water as I use, then my sewer bill goes up. Does it?
And
does
we're
it
not
that-
talking sewer.
I
Sewer's
know,
different.
I
And my
know.
sewers remain the same between August.
Exactly the same.
Yep. Okay, so did mine. So it won't impact that. All right, cool.
Okay.
I think $16 a
There's no-
month
there's
is
no
Yeah,
need-
I don't think
there's
these
no-
rates, these are way better than,
what we were looking at
Yeah.
before, or what I
There-
thought I
there's
was
no
looking at
meter on
before.
this.
And then
Fine.
I also did the math for the 2030, and in the highest part of the year, which was 23,000 gallons, my bill would be $39.23. So it would raise it like another $11.23.
Which by then, your
Cost of living.
cost of living will go up,
It's
you'll get a
$11
raise.
a
You'll
year.
get a
It should
raise.
be. I
And
mean-
again, if we're talking about seniors, they get I'm assuming they get a raise every year from. Social
Almost,
Security,
not every
almost.
single year,
But,
almost.
For every raise they get on social security, Medicare takes.
Takes a good portion.
So if you, on the average. So when we did the average for residents of Boardman, it was 21,000 gallons of water per month. Average of everybody. And if you use 21,000 gallons at 50 cents, it's $10.50. You add that to 16.50. Year one, you have $27 bill.
Which is still.
Which our bill will go
reasonable.
from 17 to
Cheap,
27 is what you're
cheap,
saying?
Cheap.
No, because you're still,
Very
even the
reasonable.
average is 21,000 per. So if you want to figure it out right now, you would go 1733.
But I had-
Subtract the 21 from the 7, which gives you 18, would be another.
I had two bathrooms.
Then you add that 50 would be
Turn all the water off.
$9. So you're paying 1733 plus 9, you're probably paying more today than you will in year one. For that base, for that average use. The problem was, if you remember, past schedule, the more water you use, it was reduced in price by a lot. It went from 25 for 25 or 60 for 100, should be 100 for 100, but it's not. There was a $40 loss to the state, to the city. The excessive use of water, this is gonna be more of a conservation.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna encourage people to conserve.
water. Hopefully not to quit watering your lawn, but to conserve water.
Well, I think this is how you sell things. Too. I mean, this isn't a huge increase.
No, right.
So if you sell it that way,
That's what we do.
yeah.
I do have a
And-
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I want to talk about the commercial.
Okay.
So commercial right now is paying what?
80. It's on the bill. It's
Oh.
on the
It
ordinance.
says 81 cents is what they're paying currently?
No, it's on they're paying 84. Nope. 84. Yep.
Yeah,
It looks to me like it's going down for them.
it is.
It does. But then they have this base rate that's a lot different.
Yeah.
And that's, you're no longer giving them 6,000 gallons, or a $6,000 base.
Okay, so their base rate is changing.
Oh, yeah.
What I definitely, so I think that Andy scared me when he said that they are gonna go from a bill of like $100 to a bill of like $800 or $1,000. And so I wanna make sure that whatever, and I don't remember exactly what his numbers were, but that startled me and it made me think, we do have a fiduciary responsibility to make sure that we're not going to cause that kind of a ripple. So walk me through the commercial side.
So the commercial right now, their base or their fixed rate is 21.53.
Huh?
And then it would just be based on I don't know how much. What is it? I don't know how much water they use. I don't know.
It would be the base rate, the fixed rate would be based on the meter size.
Yeah. Majority of the meter side for commercial is what?
It's normally minimum at least 1 inch. Some of them have 2, but that's typically 2.5 to 1 inch is what they have.
So just pick a hotel.
Sleep in is, I think they have 2 2-inch meters. That's a 2.5.
2 2-inch meters. Okay, so a 2-inch.
One is for
meter.
fire, one is for fire,
Yeah,
one is for fire,
Oh, okay.
because they have to have that.
So they just pay the base rate for the fire protection, but they don't use that water
Unless, yeah.
unless they have a reason to.
no, I don't think the fire system is, we don't meter that.
Oh, I see.
Um,
So they don't pay a base rate for that meter.
No, not, because that's off the fire riser. We don't meter those, but they do have 2 meters for that hotel. I think one's like irrigation and one's for their hotel that's itself.
Okay.
So they pay currently they pay a base rate for that, and it's about a 2-inch meter.
So their approach meter is 77.12.
And
then you'd
then,
have to calculate, and then their
Water usage at
81 cents, and then it goes down to 70, drops down 3 cents. And then it drops down 3 cents, then it drops down 3 cents, and it drops
base
down
rate
a
goes
penny.
up.
And it goes up.
this goes up a penny.
Yes, goes up a penny.
And that's what gets them to pay the same rate as everybody else. The purpose is to everybody paying the same rate. So it's
Okay.
equitable for everybody.
Okay, so by 2030, everybody be
2030.
paying the same amount for each gallon of water.
And then
The only
and
difference.
then
each
the
1,000
hope would
gallons,
be,
Meter size.
if we can get to this, it really could just be a COLA, like it becomes 3% from there, or whatever, pennies.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, little pennies. Yeah.
So the only other comment I had along the lines with what Counselor Pettigrew was saying with the schools is and I think on our trip, we kind of talked a little bit about this with the fields, with the amount of activities that we have, where not necessarily school sponsored, but they're all of the kids' activities, the parks and rec that end up using all of the schools' fields, all of the schools' grass.
mm,
And I feel like
they might get a charge.
there's no incentive, right, for the schools to then say, yeah, come use our stuff, right? And then it falls on the city to where are you gonna, have this, and if you don't have that, then what does that mean for Boardman? So I do think about that as well.
And you put it much nicer than I do.
That does make sense because the school, like, they're getting a new gym there and upgraded facilities, and there's gonna be a lot more events and stuff like that going probably year round. Whereas now it's not near as much, but like, we don't have enough gym space here and people are using them all the time for something, so. I can understand that what'll happen is the cost will get if we do this just for schools, the
It-
cost will get passed down to
Correct.
everybody else.
Correct.
And as of right now, like for the most part, schools don't charge for facilities use, as long as you have your own insurance. I'm just speaking from my own experience, as long as you have your own insurance and it's school activities sort of deal or whatever, they don't charge you. But I could see that changing, whereas, I'll just use Washington as an example. Part of the reason why sometimes they struggle to host school-related events is because the high schools do charge an exuberant amount of money for you to even use their facility. And then it drives the cost up on everything. So like to run a tournament, instead of charging, say, $20 a kid, now you're charging $50 a kid. And so I don't know. And then again, that gets passed on to same people, so I don't know.
I'm not sure you can charge.
I'm wondering how.
I
they can do
know
that
in
too.
Washington, that's what they struggle with. They charge them a lot of money too, because they charge them because you're using, they expected the janitors to be there and you gotta pay for that,
Oh, yeah.
security, like.
Schools pay for
But if in our area, for the most part, Hermiston might be a little bit different, but I just know from my own experience here, the schools have been very good to organizations like, yeah, you can use it. You just got to make sure that you take care of it. You got insurance, all that sort of stuff. And we won't charge you for that. So then the money just goes to the organization. I guess
Correct.
is what I mean.
And I don't know what what would be adjusted, but you're right. It would be adjusted. Like if right now it's saying 39, 50, 61, 72, 73 for schools and churches. And if you wanted to keep that down low, then residential and commercial, it's going to come out of there somewhere. I mean, whether it's a penny or something's going to happen, would be affected. So, cool. It's been, again, for little background that I have of this, I absolutely have learned a lot with water rates, and to me, it just makes sense for future. And sometimes those conversations are difficult and awkward. And unfortunately, you guys don't get paid anything to do this. But that's the job, that's the ask. I really don't know of more information to bring up on this. It is what it is. So we just need to make that decision.
When are
at some
we,
point.
when are we potentially voting on this?
No,
April 7th, right?
Not April, no. I don't think I'm ready for, unless you guys want to, I could bring it up.
Well, I think it would give people 3 or 4 months to get ready for it if it went into effect on July 1st.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then they'd know
Doing it.
who's doing it. And maybe a little blurb at the bottom of the water bill that says rates will be going up to da, 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 da. Which would, you
Maybe
know,
not say the words going
Yeah.
up.
well, you know what I mean.
Changing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something, yeah. I think
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a good point. Brenda's yours went down. Correct?
it did. It did during the winter.
Yeah.
My rate went down. Mhm. It might not stay that way when the base rate keeps kind of bouncing up a little bit.
Yeah.
But for certain, initially it would go down.
Correct. I believe again, the goal is to level out. That's the goal. Just like when sanitary disposal came and they're like, hey, we're gonna do this 30%, you can do this over 3 years or whatever. Again, they were trying to level it out so it's not like that anymore and it should just be a normal cost of living each year. We're trying to just get normalized, so it's not just 10 and 12. I mean, we saw the history of it. I mean, just up and down. We just wanted,
Well, and even during the summer, given the water rate that I used and the water that I was charged for, my bill would only go up $2.50 a month. So even in the summertime, it's not as if my bill was going to be exuberant.
correct.
$2.50 to water my lawn and keep the entire thing green and gorgeous. Didn't, you know, I mean, $2.50 is less than my cup of coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Does he?
Are there any other comments, including Paul? Questions? No? Okay. Then this meeting is adjourned.
Oh, nice.
All right, it's on audio.